Hey all. The moon is transiting into Sagittarius in just a few hours, my time. I hope you are all making the most of that energy. Okay. This is our lunar pool for October the 29th, 2019, and really the messages are for the time surrounding and following the 29th, surrounding and following the moon in Sagittarius this Scorpio season. So we just had our Scorpio new moon. Interesting. Just had our Scorpio new moon, and so this really is a Scorpio, post-Scorpio new moon reading for the collective. It is, as always, as these lunar pools always are, it is for any and all signs. Our daily reading for the collective. Okay. The only major arcana card is on the bottom of the deck, the Magician card, Aries energy, Gemini energy sometimes, but we never want to get too hung up on the signs. It's just great when they confirm things for us. But we all have, as I always say, always remind us, we all have all of the zodiac energies in our chart somewhere, ruling different parts of our chart, highlighted at different times in our life, and we can show up as different energies for different reasons. So while it's great when they confirm for us, they wouldn't get too hung up on them. We've got the Three of Cups, celebration with loved ones, with those who support you as you enter this reading. On the surface, maybe some partying, maybe celebration where you're vibing with those who care about you, support you, or seem to. Feeling part of a group, feeling chummy, and like there's much to celebrate with those people who you're chummy with. But below the surface, there's a sense of sort of missing out on someone or something else while you're in that celebration or in that joyful group. I see the three cups that are being held here on the surface as these three cups that are standing with you, but it's like you've just thrown someone or something else away in order to celebrate or in order to be a part of that group. And that's what's really going on below the surface for you still. Someone in that group, and perhaps it is you, is feeling like they have to hold on very tightly to what it is that they have, their energy, their time, their money, their resources. Showing up here is the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Earth in this particular depiction, in this particular deck, looking very miserly, greedy, worried, anxious about trying to hold on to the energy one has, and being led in the wrong direction because of it. So first of all, this is the Deviant Moon Tarot. If you're interested in the images or this deck, just scroll down to the description box below where you can check out more information about it and all the decks that I use, really. Second of all, this is our second four here. The Four of Chalices, Four of Water, and then the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Earth. So 44 may hold another message for you, an additional message. It just may be particularly significant to you personally in some way. And we always love to hear about that. I love to read about how things like that correlated and resonated for you specifically in the comments. it can be that someone in this supportive, seemingly supportive, celebratory, joyous group here, of friends of a sort, right? It can be that someone's feeling very protective of their energy within that group because someone is sensing that they need to protect their boundaries from someone in this group for some reason or another. It looks like someone has identified some type of some kind of a reason why they would need to protect their boundaries from one of these, I want to say, so-called friends. Within a group of what otherwise seems like allies for them. They feel they have to protect their boundaries, and it's leading, next card, directly to this a Queen of Swords energy here. Seeing the truth, knowing the truth, wielding the truth, deciding to maybe cut someone out of your circle, your inner circle, or shut them out in some way. Stop telling them as much, spending as much time with them, right? Treating them as a confidant, treating them as someone who you really trust, right? What it looks like may have happened here, what it looks like I see unfolding is that, could be that, for some, what it is anyway, is this is someone that you're close with has convinced you to kind of give up on someone or something else that was close to you. And currently, as you're spending more time with, even celebrating with this individual who has convinced you to cut someone or something else out, you're starting to realize that they're the person you should have protected your boundaries from. And in fact, they're the person who is actually going to need cut out of your innermost circle, right? Or shut out in some way. In trusting them, you've lost someone or something that you regret. You see that they've led you astray. It becomes clear. And then you're trying to protect your boundaries from that person you feel really violated, betrayed, that they sort of mentally, maybe even emotionally as well, manipulated you into making that decision. And if not, for others, that is the case for a lot of you, but for others, it's can just be that you're regretting throwing something away. You're missing something as you're going through this situation where someone you're celebrating with is actually someone you need to protect yourself from. And it comes down to this trickster energy that we saw. Maybe that person you're dealing with may have, as I said, Geminian or Aries energy, significant for them that you identify them with, right? But if not, they're just carrying this overall energy of the magician here, because they're a trickster in the sense that they're showing you one thing, telling you one thing, showing and telling other people around you all one thing while doing something completely different. And I absolutely think you have something to learn from this person, and that you are correct to think that you need to protect your boundaries around them. What's going on beneath the surface of you realizing that they've sort of been the one to lead you astray here, and you do need to protect your boundaries, is that in doing that, you are wielding your free will. You are making decisions and choices of direction that are rippling out to affect your future, maybe even the rest of your life, your destiny in general. This is you using your free will to create your destiny, making this choice to identify what may be toxic about someone who's too close to you, and choosing to protect your boundaries in whatever ways are available and necessary and seem reasonable and efficient to you, right? What you have to learn from them, though those boundaries absolutely do need to be protected, and I think that this cut that you may be making of someone close to you is absolutely justified. What you do have to learn from them before you go, it has to do with manifesting what it is that you want. Maybe in the way that you cut them out of your inner circle, or manage to cut them off, in a sense. Cut them out, cut them off, right? They're helping you to recognize that you have all of the tools to get not only that done, but other things as well. Right? Because as I said, in needing to protect your boundaries, maybe it's your home, your family, etc., but in needing to protect your boundaries from said individual, you're going to be utilizing whatever is available to you to make that happen. Stabilize your inner circle, your community, your home. And this person, even in seeing the truth that they've been toxic, unhealthy, that they've betrayed you, whatever the specific case is, however you would describe it, yeah, they've still shown you how to take advantage. They've still given you an opportunity to, or maybe even an example of how to take advantage of all the resources available to you to manifest what it is that you want to see. They've helped you see or practice that you not only have all the tools available to manifest what you want, but you can also manifest just about whatever you want, right? It's going to improve your wealth and your health. And it still feels like a loss, you know, even if there has been a betrayal of some kind. When you make this cut, what's going on beneath the surface is this Five of Pentacles, this Five of Earth energy. It still feels like a loss to you. And maybe because this person has been around for a long time. They have, you know, they've been a support system to you in some sense. They are one of these people that you celebrate with when things go right in your world. Someone whose advice you took, who you listened to. And so in a sense, what we see here is that this is the first step in a new path and in a new direction for you, because it's you heading somewhere without this energy with you. But it feels like a loss because any past version of yourself believed that they would always be with you. As doors opened up for you and as your path proceeded forward and you started to create that future, it turns out the first step in creating it is getting that type of toxic energy away from you. And that means cutting away, for a lot of you, someone who you thought would always be a part of your future. It may be like a soulmate-like energy, because we also have the Six of Cups on the table. Six of chalices, Six of water. It's like you make the cut here in the near future. Again, surrounding and following the moon in Sag during this Scorpio season 2019, of course. It's like you make the cut, you cut the cord, you mentally, maybe emotionally as well, just make the decision, it's done, before you actually deliver the message to them. So I think for a lot of you, that's the only way that this truth gets carried, that this truth really gets revealed, how and when and to whom it needs to be to get this done. Is that you have to mentally grapple with it, wrap your mind around it, get your heels dug in about it, your mind set in stone about it before you ever take the message to them, because it's someone that it's hard for you to cut away from for whatever reason, because of the type of relationship, the duration, just the type of person you both are. There's something that's a difficult message for you to deliver here. Even for that Queen of Swords, who has been through cutting people away who need to be cut away, who has been betrayed, who has shed tears. Right? You can see that here, I hope, in this card. She knows how painful it is for her, for the other party. She's been through this. but also in that knowing and ability to see the truth that she has, she realizes that this fear and anxiety that she's carrying isn't healthy, doesn't belong to her, is coming from somewhere, and it's someone that's too close. That is clear, and I also think that for a lot of you, what we see here is that this person recognizes that you're at a time in your life where your free will is rippling out to make really important decisions about your future, and that those are the types of decisions that they're trying to control, manipulate, have a hand in, and that may have to do with this recent regret that's also on the table. You know, something they may have talked you into walking away from, throwing away, leaving behind. For some of you, that's specific for some of you. But it's certainly a time in your life when these decisions are rippling out to affect your future, and whether they realize it or not, that those are the types of decisions that they stand to affect, that anyone around you and in your inner circle especially stands to affect at this time. It still holds true. It still is. And so you're trying to, you see that clearly as well, and you know you have to clean those influences up around you. Whether it feels like a loss and leaves you looking for support or not. If it does leave you feeling like you're looking for support, there's a message here that below the surface, you know that what you need and what you seek and who you need to ask for help is obvious. It's right in front of you. It's blatant. It may be the divine in general for some of you if that's not a direction that you turn. But above all else, what's coming through is that while this person may have seemed supportive, and while their absence may leave you looking for support, it truly only reveals the truth that you were always without that support in that space that they seem to fill, because it wasn't real if they weren't honest with you, if they betrayed you in some way, if they've done something dark enough that you need to cut them away or cut them off in some sense, then that wasn't the type of support, at least, that you needed there, right? And you should be aware that you should be looking for other support. But still, it's going to be, as we said, a difficult message here to deliver with the Page of Swords. It may come out sounding immature, disrespectful because of who you're delivering it to, or because you have no practice saying the type of thing that you're saying. But it is your truth that deserves and needs to be wielded and spoken nonetheless. It is you doing the honest thing, taking the bull by the horns. And I think for most of you, what we see here is that it's so difficult to deliver because this person that you need some space from, at the very least, right, to put it at the most mild, is someone from your childhood or who you feel a soul connection with, a soulmate-like bond, whether that's like a best friend or a cousin, or maybe it is a soulmate type of energy that you had a romantic connection with, or a parent. So, you know, it depends what your specific beliefs are and what channel you're subscribing to, right? But I do think of soul connections and soulmates as having many different forms, not just romantic connections, but someone that you have that type of soul bond with, we'll say. So that will be the case for most, and if not, then it's just that we're looking at the fact that you have fond memories with this person. You don't want to create bad memories with them, right? But it's a truth that needs delivered nonetheless, and I do see you all carrying that out if that message is for you. If the lunar pool didn't resonate today for the 29th, then I do hope that you'll check back on another day. That doesn't mean that a lunar pool on a different day won't resonate for you. If you are interested in ordering a personal reading from me, just scroll down to the description box below where you can check out all the information and links you would need there. My name is Aze. The email address is lunartickstarot@gmail.com, and I'm happy to work with you that way as well if you'd rather email me first to talk specifics rather than just following a link. That works too. Otherwise, thank you so much to all of you who support Lunartics Tarot and all of the different ways that you do by liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, donating as well. The link for that can be found down below too. Thank you so much. It's all so appreciated. And I hope that you all continue to enjoy the post-Scorpio new moon energy. Make the most of it at any rate, right? And I look forward to doing another lunar pool reading for all of us, for the collective, just as soon as I can.